For those of us who struggle with hearing issues and those of us who are wearing hearing aids, masks present a real communication issue. And I'm so glad Dr. Angela Graves of the Hearing Healthcare Center is here to talk about this topic because I do struggle with it every day. Good morning, Angela.
Good morning.
So what can we do? I mean, the masks are there, we have to wear them, and it is hard to understand people sometimes.
Well, they're very hard to understand people through a mask. We get 30% of our speech understanding from facial cues. And if I put this on and I tell you that I have a dog named Levi, you're going to hear my voice. But if you have a high frequency hearing loss, you're going to miss those cues that really help with speech understanding.
It's so true. I mean, I do struggle with it all the time. So, all right, for for someone who's trying to communicate with someone who has a hearing issue or wearing hearing aids, what's some guidance you can provide?
All right, so I've got two options. One, we're wearing a mask that we can't see through, so I would like to encourage the speaker to be more distinct in how they speak. You don't have to slow down and talk like you're talking to someone that is asleep, but take your time. Make sure the person you're talking to is understanding what you're saying by asking helpful questions. The second thing we can do is change the style of mask we're wearing. The style of mask that I recommend is a window mask. Now, I'm not sure if this translates all the way through to the camera, but this has a vinyl screen here in the middle of the mask that allows the person to see the lips of the person who's talking. And that really makes an improvement for the speech understanding of the hearing impaired person.
Are those masks readily available on the marketplace? I've seen some versions of that, but not one quite like yours.
Well, no, you won't see one quite like mine because I made mine. There are some online, and I believe it's called the Hearing Store. And those masks, I believe, run $15 a piece plus shipping and handling, and you have to wait about 2 to 3 weeks to get them.
But still be worth it all the way around. That's really cool. Is it ventilated around that plastic mouthpiece?
No, it is absolutely following CDC recommendations with a high thread count cotton on the outside and a flannel cotton on the inside. There is absolutely no space around this mask, around this window, but it does tie. We can use ties or elastic, and mine goes around the top. That way, when I pull it off, I don't knock off my hearing aids. That's another issue that people with hearing loss and hearing aids have with the masks. When the elastic goes around the ears, they pull the mask off and the hearing aids go flying.
It happens to me almost every day. So, Angela, for those of us who have the hearing issues, what can we do to increase our communication with others?
So, we have to make sure that the person you're talking to is looking at you. Because when that voice goes away through the mask, we're really going to lose a lot of speech energy. Let the person you're talking to know that the masks cause issues and you really need them to focus on you when they're talking. And then the final thing that I think is really awesome, there are some hearing aids that have a mask program available. Talk to your audiologist and see if he or she can add a mask program to your hearing aids. And what the mask program does, it adds back into the amplification more of those high frequencies that the masks are taking away.
This is great information. You have made my day, Dr. Graves. Thanks so much. It's a joy to talk to you.
Take care.
Talk to you soon. We'll be back with more Lifestyles after this message. Stay with us.